What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Crimson Collecitve. I'm Alex Markham, and we're going to take another dive into the player spotlights here with you guys today. We want to focus on Colorado transfer, new Utah kicker, Cole Becker. Cole, back in high school, went viral for kicking a 68-yard field goal. He also, at that same time, was one of the top kickers in the entire country. So when it comes down to it, and Utah always has that joke, kickers are people too. They got kickers. And Cole's leading that charge. So everybody's going to be looking forward to seeing him on the field. But now it's about time to kick in and enjoy just, getting to know Cole and what he has to say. So one of the awesome things that everybody's going to love and be looking forward to in this interview. It actually blew my mind when he was talking about he's an avid golfer. And one of the reasons he likes golfing is because there's similarities to stuff that he does when he's kicking. So without further ado, everybody enjoy getting to know Cole Becker. All right, here with newcomer Cole Becker. Cole, how you doing, man?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you being here, dude. So obviously you were here in the spring, right? So you've had plenty of time to really kind of get acclimated to Utah. But during the recruiting process, obviously you transferred over from Colorado. What were the main attributes with Utah football that led to you wanting to be here?
I mean, it was a pretty quick recruiting process. I was only in the portal for a couple days, but one of the biggest things I was looking for was which program valued special teams the most. As a kicker, you don't want to feel like you're the third team and it's like you're just there for support when other people need you to kick a field goal if we have to, kind of thing. And Coach Shaw and Coach Witt really put an emphasis on special teams is important here and we need to get better at it. And obviously there was a need for a kicker here, so that was also good to see.
Absolutely. So fun little question here for you. So they already had mentioned that EA Sports is going to eventually be releasing the college football game, right? So when that game eventually comes out, describe your kicking style. It's maybe not as broad as like some of the other positions, right? But describe your kicking style. What's going to be your best attribute within the kicking portion of it, and what rating are you going to give yourself, man?
Yeah, I would say my best attribute's probably my size. I'm bigger than the average kicker. I mean, they're getting bigger these days, but I would say I'm bigger than the average kicker. So I use my body weight and my power to really generate those numbers. Going off a rating, I would probably say like 85, 86, somewhere in there, looking to get into the 90s next season.
You're being humble, man. You're a good kicker. You got to bump it up a little bit, man. We'll revisit this eventually at the end of the season, but come on, bump it up a little bit more. What are you going to give yourself?
I'll take an 88.
88? All right, I'll take it. All right, man. So what is it that you're most looking forward to this season?
I mean, coming from a 1-11 football team, getting a couple more wins would be awesome. But definitely meeting a lot of new people and learning some new experiences. This season and next season will be funny because I'll be playing all the same teams except on a different team. So kind of getting to experience a different program, how other people do it, and then just going out and do my best.
On and off the field, so family life, football. What are your biggest motivators?
Definitely my family. I wouldn't be here without them, obviously. I mean, it takes so much effort. I can't imagine being a parent of a kid trying to get into college football. I mean, the amount of camps my dad went to when my mom stayed back and was working. And, I mean, we were all over the country just trying to get my name out there. And the time and the money that they spent on me to make this dream into a reality is nothing short of amazing. And I have to give all the credit to them. Other big motivators is just myself. I see myself being successful in the future, and I don't want to sell myself short. So I'm just going to put it all out there and try and do my best.
For sure. So when the pads are off, what are we going to find Colt doing?
A lot of golfing. I'm playing in a golf tournament this weekend, actually. But, I mean, the great thing about golf is it translates so well into kicking. The leg swing and the club swing is pretty similar. So it's kind of an indirect way of practicing kicking mentally without actually getting reps on the leg. So that and just hanging out with friends and just normal stuff.
I love that you mentioned that about golf, man. It's like there's not a lot of people that would probably think that, but then when you explain it the way that you did, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's so many. I mean, I haven't played golf for that long, a couple of years, but there's so many parallels in golf and kicking that I've only just started to notice. I mean, getting all the numbers in golf, the club head speed, distance carry, launch angle, like everything can be translated back into kicking a football. Trying to make those numbers like perfect, like the perfect launch angle or the perfect foot speed, can help in both areas. So it's cool.
Absolutely. So what about Salt Lake City and the Utah football program reminds you of home?
Definitely the people. My family at home is kind of like my family here. Everybody's super inviting. When I first got here, I had a bunch of people coming up into the locker room, introducing themselves, saying they were glad to see me, which I hadn't experienced at a lot of places. So that was cool. And then, I mean, just kind of the feel. I live in Northern California, kind of in suburbs, so I'm not near, not right next to like a big city. So that is a little different, but I'm not downtown here, so it kind of feels like I'm living in a suburb of Salt Lake. So it's just like kind of that feel, and just being outside the city. Yeah,
for sure. So pregame playlist, man, what's going to be on it?
I mean, I don't even know if I have an actual pregame playlist. Kind of different to a lot of people in that I don't like the super pumped up music because adrenaline doesn't feed into my kicking game very well. So anything that can calm me down, just artists that I listened to that week or that I've been listening to for a long time, just stuff I'm familiar with, Mac Miller, Post Malone, that kind of stuff.
For sure. So you mentioned some of those things, and obviously being a kicker, that makes sense, right? But you do stuff with any kind of like meditation apps and stuff like that? Because I mean, I can see that being something where kickers are definitely a lot better in the zone with those things.
Apps, no, but I do like to stretch a great deal, and when I'm stretching, it's kind of like meditation for me. I just kind of get into a flow state and just kind of, pre-game stretch, I just prepare my mind and body at the same time. So
sure. So newcomer wise, I mean, everybody's excited about you because special teams has been so important to you over the years. Really feel like you're going to solidify the kicker position, right? So it's easy to say you as a newcomer to watch, but you can't say yourself. So who's the newcomer that you are eager to see that the fans should really be anticipated over?
It's an interesting one because obviously we have Cam this year, but I would say Mac Howard is an interesting one to look out for. Maybe next year, maybe a little bit down the road, but I think he's going to have time to develop here, and I think his ceiling for potential is unlimited. So I would definitely watch out for him.
So lastly, man, finish this sentence. Game day at Rice Eccles is going to be
electric. Rice Eccles is, even when I was at Colorado, it's the loudest place I've ever played in college football. I mean, the fans really get into it, and everybody wants to be a part of it. So can't wait to see what it's like playing for the home team.
Cool. Pleasure, man. Thank you.
you.
Take care.